Good afternoon. Welcome to Smart Media Live Chat. Okay. So I came on. I said, um, let me have a little chat with you guys and on a new development on the proposed steps by the federal government to rebuild the Mokwa community ravaged by flooding. Of course, yesterday, if you check this channel, there was a news story there's a news story I posted here on the proposal by the federal government to rebuild that community in Niger State that was ravaged by flooding. And yesterday, what was their name? The vice president of Nigeria was in that community yesterday. He represented the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in that very function for him to, you know, represent him. And the whole sense of that, of the vice president representing the president yesterday, was to give hope to the members of that committee, giving hope to them, just to give hope to them, and then ensure that their welfare will be given a top priority. And for him to be in there, he flied in with chopper and he meets. You can see the vice president yesterday with a touch of emotion, shaking hands with the local populace, the indigenous people of Mokwa community of Niger State. So that's the whole essence of governance. And for the vice president, I will commend his action yesterday, being in that community himself, not sending one of his aides to go there, but revisiting that community that was ravaged by flooding some 5 to 4 days ago. It was actually a devastating effect of a nature flooding coming to ravage that community. Several houses were burned. About 200 dead too have so far been recorded in that community. And we just hope that the federal government will keep doing what will bring relief to the indigenous people of Mokwa community in Niger State. We could see people joining this live stream. Please do well to subscribe to this channel, like the channel, and drop your comment in the comment section. And let's have a chat this afternoon. Okay, it's a 15-minute chat. Please, if this is the first time you're coming across this channel, please do it to always subscribe and drop your comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on the federal government proposal to rebuild that community and give hope to the hopeless people within Mokwa community of Niger State. Okay. So it was actually a commendable effort yesterday by the federal government, led by the vice president was there. I'm sure he represented the president. The president currently is in Lagos, of course, for the Salah tomorrow. Tomorrow is Eid Kabir Salah for the Muslims faithful. They'll be celebrating Eid Kabir. So the president, who is a Muslim, actually took some days off from Abuja, was not in Abuja, and he's presently in Lagos receiving visitors in his personal residence in Lagos. And I just hope that we will get it right by ensuring that the people who are hopeless people get hope. Okay. All right. So that is it, and it just called. It's a call for more effort by stakeholders, by international communities, by donor agencies to come to the aid of that, because to be certain, to be truthful, Mokwa community is a call for humanitarian aid. There's a need for humanitarian aid in that community. And I just hope that donor agents and international community will look towards Niger State to bring relief to those people in that community. We see many people joining the stream. Please, this is Smart Media channel. Okay, do well to like this video, like the live chat, subscribe in the comment section, and let's have a chat. Okay, I will always acknowledge you whenever you drop a chat here. I will always acknowledge you when I see your name popped up here. I will always call you out and acknowledge you and commend you for joining this stream. So it's a call for humanitarian. Of course, a humanitarian gap has been created in Mokwa community of Niger State. with the effect of that flooding that washed away homes and killed over 200 people have so far been confirmed dead by the emergency response team of the federal government, talking about NEMA, who manage humanitarian emergency crisis in Nigeria. So far, NOMA have confirmed that the about the day two have risen to about 200 day two. But the federal government going to, led by the vice president, going to that community, okay, speaks volume, all right? And we just hope that the federal government will not just sit back and watch the people suffer, but just like the federal government promises to rebuild that community, we just hope that they put in effort and ensure that the community is rebuilt from the scratch, and hope is given to the hopeless populace community, the locals in that community. Please do well to like this stream. This is Smart Media channel. I always introduce it. Do well to like this chart, subscribe, and then share this chart. You know where going, so that we have more engagement on this channel. Thank you for your support all this while. And so, like I was saying, the federal government yesterday actually also donated the sum of 2 billion naira to that community. I'm sure that we just hope that that money will go to the rightful place, and that money will be judiciously used to bring relief to those affected by that flooding in Mokwa community. And then the vice president again yesterday, Senator Kashim Shettima, also donated a truckload of 20 truckloads of grain to that community. And we just hope that the locals, the traditional rulers who are familiar with their people, who take care of the affairs of those people, of the locals within that community, Mokwa community, will judiciously use. Because it's one thing again, we have this experience in Borno State, where UNICEF cried out of diversion of humanitarian aid, humanitarian resources, or humanitarian materials, that donor materials are being diverted by who knows? We don't just know who is diverting those. So we just pray that what is happening in Borno State will not be replicated in Niger State, but to ensure that everything that's been donated either by donor agencies, by international community, by the federal government, by the state government, everything that is coming, we just hope that there will be an integrity group on ground to ensure that such materials are judiciously used, and those who are affected by that flooding, have the impact of the humanitarian material. But it's always funny because the corruption in Nigerian system have taken to the fact that have taken to the point where even donor materials are being diverted. Yes, that action, that particular thing is happening in Borno State. And thank God for UNICEF. UNICEF, who's the UN arm of government who take care of children and children's needs and women, actually raised an alarm that humanitarian materials donated to bring relief to internally displaced persons are being diverted by who so known. Now who knows by any but UNICEF was so diplomatic that it didn't call out names. But the state government that they represented by the minister, by the commissioner of communication, yes, commissioner of communication, promises that the Zulum administration of that state in Borno State will look into that allegation. And I just pray that justice will be served towards that angle. And then, barely some 3 weeks ago, that is when this humanitarian crisis of flooding hit some part of Niger State on the Mokwa community. And what I'm trying to bring up here in this video is the fact that what is happening in Borno State should not repeat itself in Niger State, because there shouldn't be incidents of why donor agencies, NGOs, don't any kind of agency at all that is supporting that community at all, maybe through the state government or other groups, I don't know. But I'm trying to raise an alarm here that a repeat of what happened in Borno State should not happen in Niger State, especially in the Mokwa community that have been ravaged by flooding just a week ago, right? So it shouldn't happen. There should be an integrity group on ground. There should be a share. The sharing should be done based on integrity, and the state government should monitor the act of sharing. 2 billion naira have been donated by the federal government to that community, and the federal government promises to rebuild that community right from scratch. And then 20 trucks load of grains was donated by the federal government to that community yesterday. Of course, you know, the Senator Kashim Shettima, the Vice President of Nigeria, was there, personally donated, and then laid a condolence message to them on behalf of the President Tinubu administration. Okay, so we just hope that traditional rulers, council chairmen within that community that have been affected by flooding, because it's a wide community, councillors, groups, I don't know, but let's just ensure that everything is done according to integrity. There should be integrity. That should be a test of integrity to us. What happened in Borno State shouldn't repeat itself in Niger State. Every material donated by the federal government or other international communities or government or donor agencies should please be channeled to the right sources where those affected by the devastating flooding can find relief. Relief materials shouldn't be diverted in Mokwa community of Niger State. I am raising this alarm. We don't know. I don't know who need to hear this, but whosoever need to hear this, please should ensure that the relief material being donated by whosoever, state government, federal government, donor agencies, NGOs, international communities, any group at all, please, such material should go to the right sources, to the right channel. Should go to the right channel and ensure that our people within that state and locality are relieved from the hardship posed by them by that devastating effect of flooding. Okay, so just hope that what I'm saying here will reach the right ear and the needful will be done by whosoever is hearing me, or whosoever need to hear this, then they should hear it. Okay, so I just need to spend just 15 minutes, and that's not much, but I just need to say this because of what is happening in Borno State, that we need to do the needful, and the needful need to be done. I just see one person popping up, and others who are watching. I've seen some of the reactions here. I just see that those people watching, please, I just want your reaction. It's just 3 minutes for me to end the stream. Just many people are joining. Please do well to subscribe. It's important. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Share and let me know your reaction. Should there be any incident of diversion of relief materials to the Niger State flooding? Because the federal government went yesterday and donated relief material. 2 billion naira was donated. 20 truckloads of grains was donated, and the federal government promised to rebuild that community. But our concern here on this channel, we are calling stakeholders in charge of the distribution of such relief materials that the relief material should go to the right channel. There shouldn't be any alarm raised by international organization of diversion of relief material. That will not speak good of our nation, Nigeria. Please let us always, it's important we do the right thing. Okay, it's important that we learn how to do the right thing. That particular incident that took place in Borno State that led UNICEF to raise alarm of diversion of funds, diversion of relief material, diversion of materials that will, alleviate the pains of people in the IDPs. It's not a good thing, all right? It's not a good thing that an international organization like UNICEF will be raising alarm of diversion of relief material meant for IDP. It's not a good thing. That does not speak well of us as a country in Nigeria. We can do better, okay? Integrity first. Integrity first should be led in the distribution here in Niger State. There shouldn't be a repeat of what happened in Borno State in Niger State this time. So we should lead with integrity. We should ensure that the distribution of such material should be done with integrity. That will speak good of us as a nation. Okay? So I just pray that we could actually do better, and I believe that Nigeria will do better this time around. Those in charge of the relief material will do better. Okay, so that's how far we could take you on this stream. I'll be ending the stream now. I'm sure most of you are joining the stream and watching. I want to thank you very much. I'm sure you must have subscribed. Why I'm saying you should subscribe using the subscription button. So I'll be going offline now, but like I'm saying, that incident in Mokwa community of Niger State, where the several communities were affected by flooding, we pray that every relief material being donated to that community goes to the right channel, and I'm sure that Nigerians will do the right thing this time around. Thank you very much for joining the channel, the stream. We'll be ending the stream now. Please have a wonderful day. Some of you who have joined outside the country, I appreciate you, appreciate your effort, appreciate your support, and I pray that we'll continue to make this channel great as we grow up and impact lives positively. Bye for now.